Hello all, welcome to the YouTube channel of Petroleum from Scratch. I'm Jay Char and this is our Streamlit course. So in our previous video, we have designed this particular page with the titles on my main bar and my sidebar. Now in this video, we will see how these sidebar slider things can be applied or can be made. Right. So here, if you can see, I'm taking inputs from user in two way. One is this slider way and other one is direct your providing your input here. So basically, this slider way I have just taken to show the effect of change in these three parameters on my pressure profile, and these particular inputs directly user can provide, right? So let's start. Let's open our code. This is our main.py that we are currently using for writing our code. And also let's import numpy and matplotlib also, because we are going to use them also. Now, for taking the input inside your Streamlit app, there are multiple options, right? Let me show you. Let's open the documentation of Streamlit first. Here, if you go on the docs, you will get the complete documentation of all the APIs that Streamlit provides, right? So here in API reference, so little bit, yeah. Here, if you go inside your input widgets, you can see there are multiple ways for taking an input. There are these buttons, download buttons, radio buttons are present, select box are present. You can select from multiple options, multiple select. You can also do slider, the one that we are using. That one is here. Select slider basically for your uh, classes. Text input we can also provide. Number input that again we are using in case of this wellbore radius and all. Text area date input we can also provide. From your camera you can also take the pictures, you can upload the pictures, time input and all these ways. So basically we are going to use this slider and number input for now, and also we have to provide these inputs in my sidebar. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write st.sidebar dot I want slider for my permeabilities and viscosity values, right? So just write slider and you are going to write slider. You can see it here, this particular function. Inside this particular function, your values or your parameters will be your minimum value. You can provide your minimum value, you can provide your maximum values, and you can also provide your default values also. Format you can also provide, but we are going to use minimum value, maximum value, and default value only. And string, this first value label, that is a string, that will be the name of that particular slider button itself. So my first slider button is permeability. So let's name it as permeability and also mention its unit, that is my millidarcy, right? So this will be the name of your button. After that, I'm providing my minimum value. Let's take our minimum value as 10 millidarcy. Let's take our maximum value at 200 millidarcy. And let's take our default value as 100 millidarcy. So if some so your sliders lower limit and upper limit is set it by this minimum and maximum value. And again, these values, whatever user is providing, I have to use them in calculation, in doing calculation for my pressure profile. So I need to store that particular values in a variable. So let's store this value inside a variable named a, right? So in this way, and now if we go to our app, here again, it is saying source file changed. Let's rerun it. And here you can see this permeability slider has been appeared here. So you can set the values and those particular values will be stored inside your variable k. In a similar way, let's make the sliders for our viscosity and flow rate also. So let's just copy paste this particular code here. For viscosity, let's name it as mu. Let's name the button as viscosity. Centipoise. Minimum value, let's take again 10, maximum value 50. It's a high value of viscosity of 10, but yeah, for current purposes, let's take it as 10 only. And by default value, let's take it 50. In a similar way, for flow rate also, let's name flow rate variable as Q. Here we can write flow rate of oil in standard barrels per day. And for this again, let's take our minimum value at 100. Maximum value here we can take to 2000, and default value let's take at 200, right? And let's go again to our app and rerun the code. Here you can see the sliders for permeability, viscosity, and flow rate has appeared. So in this way, you can add these sliders inside your sidebar. You can also add these sliders inside your main screen also. Let's try that particular thing also. Let's copy paste this code only. You just need to remove this sidebar from here. And if you do that, and if you go rerun this particular code, it is showing an error. Maybe it is because two same type of name as given. Yeah, that's why, because I have given same variables here. So let's just change these variables and rerun the code. And here you can see the slider has been added in the main screen also. So yeah, you just need to remember that all the sliders or all the inputs that you are taking all need to have different names so that your Python script doesn't confuse. But we are not going to use the main bar for taking the inputs, as all our inputs are present in our sidebar. So let's delete that particular line. So in this way, you can use slider for taking the input. In the next video, we are going to see how to make those number inputs, this number inputs button, and uh, further on, we are going to write the logic behind this particular plot code and use this particular plot here, or paste this particular plot here. So let's rerun this particular code again so that that slider is removed. So yeah, see you in the next one. Happy learning.